All. Hi, Fox and colleagues. Myself, Mr. Ranadev Chandra, a senior EHS professional from industry. Today, I will take a session on crane and safety features of the crane. Crane is basically meant for lifting a heavier load with applying a very small amount of pressure. Crane works on the principle of lever. Suppose if we consider a crane of lattice boom crane or crawler mounted crane, so this is the crawler, this is crawler mounted crane. Crane can be maneuvered from one place to another provided surface of the places should be proper. This is called lattice boom of the crane. Crane is having some suspended load with hook latches. So this hook latch is basically made of forged alloy steel, basically machine forged or sometimes drop forged in order to increase the mechanical properties just like annealing and ductility of from where we can suspend the load. There is a counterweight which is an essential part of the crane because counterweight basically does the mechanical balancing of the crane. So accordingly the load capacity of the crane, counterweight is also chosen. So basically if a crane capacity is something around 75 ton, so at least 8 to 10% of that crane is considered as a counterweight in terms of weight of the crane. For a crane basically there is hook latch, there are certain mandatory safety gadgets or incidental safety gadgets should be operational whenever we are using a crane. For that hook latch is there. In hook latch basically a spring actuated Travis lock is there that whenever we will pull the spring only it will work. For checking of this hook latch is a very mandate that through taper gauge or we can check with go or no go principle that whether this hook latch is appropriate or not. Through hook over the hook latch basically there is some load lines. These load lines can be different whenever the capacity of crane gets changes. For super lifting crane we also used to have some laughing jib or flying jib in order to access the areas for lifting the heavy load. In the lattice boom there are a lot of bracings are there. Whenever there is if a single bracing or a double bracing is found in a very deformed condition, then this crane is not supposed to be used. Crane is basically used on the principle of lever. In crane main functioning of safety gadgets are, one is the hook latch, another is overhoist limit switch. Overhoist limit switch is there is a solenoid valve. Whenever we are taking the crane in the overhoist condition, then there is a counterweight which touches and ultimately crane is and ultimately that rope doesn't get to higher elevation, that is switched off. So this mechanism is also very necessary. So whenever we are going to check a crane, there is overhoist limit switch, this hook latch. Apart from that, nowadays all modernized cranes are equipped with ASLI facilities. This ASLI means automatic safe load indicator, where capacity of the crane is mentioned, boom length and angle of radius of the crane is mentioned. Crane is basically a function of three parameters, that is one, capacity of the crane, another is angle of radius as well as boom length of the crane. So basic principle is very fundamental and very easy, that whenever we are lifting any kind of load, crane capacity at that particular boom length, at that particular angle of radius should be more than that, because we have to factorize safety in this context also. So our main endeavor will be like that the risk factor can be minimized and factor of safety can be enhanced in order to execute a safe lifting operation. In case of any kind of critical lifting, we have to ensure that lifting pan should be provided with all details of the crane, with sketches of the crane, with mentioning the boom length, angle of radius as well as the crane capacity. So whatever may be the capacity we are going to lift the load, the crane must be having that capacity. From where we will get this thing? For that another safety gadget is there which is called load chart. From load chart we can easily identify what is the capacity and length of the crane in a particular boom length at a particular angle of radius. Once crane boom length will increase, definitely crane capacity will be decreased. So there is a basic boom For TFC 280 crane or ALC 95 crane, basic boom is kept around 50 feet, and in this 50 feet, its capacity is something around 18 ton. More the length of the boom, less is the capacity of the crane. So it is basically inversely proportional, boom length to capacity of the crane. So this is basically the fundamental theory of the crane. So during crane operation, operator's competency should be highly checked so that proper coordination between the operator as well as the rigger can be ensured, as well as visibility of the crane from operator's cabin, that also needs to be ensured, because sometimes due to distraction or vision problem that might occur in the night time. If we are executing any operation, adequate illumination facility should be there, and crane operator must have possesses night vision, night blindness certificate also. Crane operators eye check, crane operators all such medical certificates, and his driving license competency is an important factor in order to execute a safe lifting operation. Thank you. Hope so you have liked that video. If you have liked that video, definitely subscribe my channel. I will also come up with lot of new safety parameters, new safety issues with you, new safety subjects with you. Thanks a lot.